Hi, I just want to say a little bit about the upcoming elections on Tuesday. To me, again, it's what's happening is very disappointing, especially when it comes to the involvement of the church and the Christians. As I was talking about it 2 years ago, nothing has really changed. I've been looking at preachers on TV, online, what they're talking about, what they're preaching about when this is one of the most important, if not the most important election. And I know it's always being said that this election, the last one, is the most important one, but it is true. I mean, the last one was more important, but this one might be the last one that determines what's going to happen in our country and what's going to happen with our freedoms and freedom of speech and religious freedom and all of that. And again, the church is failing in its duty to inform people, Christians, that they not just that they need to vote, but who they need to vote for, and fight evil. That is our main responsibility. Is not just to spread the gospel. The gospel is spreading the gospel, and the good news of Jesus Christ and salvation is all in what was the main reason that Jesus Christ came, is to fight evil, to disrupt the works of the devil, evil. And the church is allowing it to happen. So anything that I turned on, a lot of preaching good about regular stuff. Okay, how to get closer to God, or how to fix your marriage, or how to deal with your children. I mean, a lot of it is more like an instructional, how to, from a biblical point, to deal with our daily problems, but not addressing the main thing, where God has given us so much power to determine the course of our country, has given in the Constitution and in the liberties and the power to the church, and we're totally neglecting it because of the Johnson Amendment from the 50s, which a lot of times is used as an excuse. And some people know it, some people don't, and that's where the education is failing. Since the church pretty much cleared out of public entertainment, political, social life, look where this country has went to, abortion on demand, 150 genders, marriage not between a man and a woman. And I mean, I can go on, attack on God and on the church and on Christianity and everything. I can go on and on. When the church has not only vacated all these positions, allowed the enemy to move into all these positions in our schools and government and media, news and everything, but they not just vacated it, they don't even talk against it. They don't even educate people who to vote for, because the Johnson Amendment is against the Constitution. That's why the government never prosecuted anybody for violating it, which they can, because it goes against the First Amendment. And so when I was looking at, I looked. I'm not gonna really name names, but my wife doesn't like that. So, however, I did before, but I did. I did turn on, and one thing that I saw is Kirk Cameron had a I guess I don't know how old, it's a new program that he has. He had Pastor Jack Hibbs, I think, Hibbs his name, and he had then one lady that's doing a great thing, running around the country in a bus and encouraging women to vote, and it was all about promoting voting, and it was very good. But even this lady, she said, well, we can't tell people who to vote for, we can tell them how to vote. That is nonsense. We can tell people who to vote for. That is where the Johnson Amendment came in, to try to stifle preachers and Christians to be involved and speak against or for political candidates, which is unconstitutional. And And this lady really believed it. And I'm thinking, where is her pastor? Where is other pastors that would inform her that no, you can. Not only you can, you should. I mean, you should lead your flock. The pastor should educate people because they haven't. This is where this country is. And the Christians still have so much power that they really can determine the course of this country. They can determine what kind of leaders we're going to have, what kind of representatives we're going to have by voting and by educating, because a lot of Christians are truly deceived. And the left is running around and telling people that, oh, you can vote for a Democrat, you can support abortion, that isn't against your Christian faith, that isn't against the Bible. And where are all these big pastors saying to the contrary that is not true? You cannot do that. You cannot support this evil. You cannot support a person that supports this evil, that goes against God and His Word and His creation and everything. So I'm not really not going to hold my breath on this election, how it's going to end up, because the church, again, has been mainly absent, as it has been last election and before and pretty much for decades now. And that's why you see where America is at, because the church is absent. It's ignoring elections. Pastors, when they know that they have people voting in for the Democratic Party to vote for things that are against God, they won't say a word because they don't want to lose their congregation. They don't want to lose tithes, or they're even deceived. Good intentions sometimes lead to a tragedy. They might be thinking, well, I want to concentrate on saving souls, so I don't want to speak something controversial where then I'm going to turn people off and I cannot lead them to Christ. Well, Jesus was very controversial. They hated him for the truth, and obviously it is not working, because with this kind of approach, abandoning the society by moving out of it, by moving out of politics, by moving out of the aspects of the life, by not preaching about this, you can see that the Christian population in America over the last since the 50s is declining. If it would be working, it would be growing. It's declining, and fast and quick, and it's only going to get worse until the church humbles itself, turns from its evil ways, repent. Then God will save and heal our land. And we all are going to be responsible for our actions when we stand in front of God. So I encourage you pastors and you Christian leaders to pray about all these things and to start fighting against evil and to take this country back for good, for God, and turn the ship. There is still time and a chance to do that. So I encourage you, because what the church is missing, it's missing discernment, it's being deceived, lied to, it's missing courage. A lot of people, pastors don't do it out of fear that the repercussions, government will go over them, they will lose people in the church, and they're missing wisdom and understanding, and they should pray for that. So I pray for all the Christians, the pastors, and for my country, America, that we will wake up and the church will stop being lukewarm, and it's going to start being hot and fight against all of this evil that's going on, that they're coming after our children, they're coming after us, they're sexualizing our children, they're grooming our children. They want to legitimize having sex with children. That's what this is all about. And euthanasia and abortion, sacrifice to Moloch, to Satan. I mean, we will be held responsible for not speaking and fighting against it. So I encourage you to do the right thing, and we can have victory. Don't know if it's going to happen this time around, but pretty much this might be it. This might be the last election. We might not get another chance in 2 years. If people are putting all their faith in 2 years that Trump's going to win, might be very disappointed, because Trump might not even be allowed to win. There won't be any more. If Democrats win this time, forget about free and fair elections. It is never going to happen. Look what's going on in Canada. Look at history, what happened behind their Iron Curtain, where I came from. I know how this works. God bless. Bye.